What's up, guys? Brandon back in my basement again. Gonna talk about gauntlets today. Hopefully, this is a return to some more video content coming out. I'd like to, you know, I took a break for a while, longer than expected with COVID and everything. So hopefully, I can get back to doing some useful information for anybody who cares to watch. So, talk about gauntlets. These are my semi-new gauntlets. These came from Nadler Metalcrafts. Um, he's got them on his website now, nadlermetalcrafts.com. Um, the only thing different with the ones he's got there now is these plates are a little bit different shape. They're a little bit more pointy. Pretty much the same otherwise. I just saw some that a friend of mine bought. So, um, what's so special about these gauntlets that I wanted to review them? Price for what you get. So he's got them up on his website for $300. That is unheard of in our sport. To have quality gauntlets for $300, that's crazy. I've never paid less than $600 for good gauntlets. So to have something out there that's half the price, it's crazy. So let's just look at them real quick. They look nice. They're historically accurate. They're built like a freaking tank. The metal, anyways. Everything's constructed really well. The movement is amazing. If I put my hand in here, it just moves so easily and smoothly, no hang-ups. Great thumb movement for sword work. Everything's shaped really well. Semi-enclosed thumb. Not the full enclosure, which is nicer, but you know what, for the price, I'm sure that's much less expensive to make. I don't know anything about historical accuracy as far as enclosed thumbs or whatever go. They got decent mittens in them, bifurcated, which means it's sewn right here, so it separates your two fingers. Just a little bit to get used to, but that's fine for the most part. Let's talk about the bad parts of these, which isn't a whole lot for what you're getting. So inside, it's just a cheap kind of glove. It is leather. It's got a little bit of cheap padding in there, which is probably going to disintegrate after a little while. The glove is not super great. It'll last for a while, I'm sure. Starting to get a little hole there from wear. You can see right here, it was just sewn on with this tiny little strap, and it just ripped out. So that's not great, but we're gonna fix that. See on both sides. The other thing that's an annoyance and a hindrance is, I don't know if we can see it here. Let's see if we can see in here. There it is. See if we can see that little rivet right there. So the rivet that holds the thumb on, that is not flat, and that sits right on the knuckle of your thumb right there. And after a multi-day tournament or a full day, it really hurts. So I don't know if you can see, I've got scars on both of my thumbs right there. You can see it right there, where after the first day of the multi-day tournament, there was no skin left on my knuckles right there. Really annoying. I just did a singles tournament. It was just a few fights. Didn't notice it. So, if you're just going to be using these, pretty recreationally, not very often, whatever, it's probably fine. But I use them pretty hard. So, yeah. Anyway, another thing that happens is this cuff is riveted here, but that's the only rivet that holds it on. So sometimes during a melee, this will pop off of the main frame of the gauntlet. See, like that. Which isn't really a problem. It's never hindered my fighting or whatever. But if there was like another rivet right here or something, that would probably fix that. I might put one in there, a loose one, just to keep it in place. So what are we going to do to upgrade these? Most important thing is this, because these straps broke and everything moves around and your hand can come off the gauntlet like that. And what happens is your fingers can go out in front of the gauntlet, which is what happened. There, you see that? During my longsword fight, my fingers got smashed. So that's not great. But you know what? For $300 gauntlets, I'm willing to make them upgrades, make some upgrades to prolong life and make them more useful for what I do, which is a lot of hard fighting. So if you're doing this, you know, a couple singles tournaments a year or something, which is great, these, you probably don't have to do anything to them. They'll probably be fine. But basically, you can't even buy a gauntlet shell, you know, without anything in it for $300. That's crazy. So I don't mind putting a little work into it. So what we're going to do is, and I've already drilled the holes here because I already recorded all of this and then erased the video accidentally, like an idiot. So we're going to attach a strap here, go across the hand, around the crook of the thumb there, and we're going to attach it right here. I've already got my leather cut, so super easy. We're just going to rivet it there, rivet it there. That's going to hold everything in place, and I'll probably end up putting one across here to keep the fingers in place too. I'll just reuse these rivet holes, and that's going to hold everything in place. It's going to be great. For this rivet here, two options for that is either take a piece of leather, thick leather, just epoxy it right over that rivet just to give it some cushion. Alternatively, I was thinking about taking this rivet out, just using a roofing nail, come through from the back and peen this side. That way the flat part is up against your thumb and you won't really feel it. But really, that rivet's jagged and, you know, not flat, and it sucks. So I'm definitely willing to do that. So these are the gauntlets that have just been retired after 3 years, I think. These, I paid more than twice as much for these, and these were great. But I fight a lot. In 2019, which was the last year that was kind of normal tournament stuff, I fought in 21 competitive tournaments. That's not counting armored practices or whatever. That's competing. That's hundreds of fights. So these did their job and did them well, and I'm grateful to have had them. But as you can see, we got stress cracks there, stress cracks there, weirdly stress cracks on the back of the gauntlet. You can see that right there. That's just cracked right through. Plate's broken off, so this metal just broke, so that plate's not really held in with anything. You can see I did that to these gauntlets too with that strap, so it's something that I do with all my gauntlets regardless. So yeah, these are the old guys. They'd probably be great for somebody who can tack weld, maybe throw a little weld there. They could probably get another life as, you know, some light duty duels gauntlets or something. So somebody wants to buy these off me, let me know. Might be willing to get rid of them. Maybe I'll just keep them for backups. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to work on this guy. Put a strap in, see if that makes a big difference. So like I said, I don't mind putting a little bit of work into these for $300 to extend the life of these guys. So yeah, let's get to it and we'll see what happens. All right, so we made some upgrades here. As you can see, we put straps here, nicely riveted there and there. Put another strap up here. I decided to move the strap up a little higher rather than reusing these holes. because it seemed to keep the tips of my fingers secure better. So the tips of my fingers come just past this, just past this strap now. So I don't know, it just felt better. It felt like a better, more secure option. So let's throw this one on. There, fits real nice and snug here now. Keep my hand in. It'll probably protect. I was getting some pinching on the web of my thumb right there when I was using a one-handed sword. So hopefully that'll keep my hand in there and keep that a little bit more protected. But overall, it feels way more secure now. So you can see my fingertips up there, right there, just above the strap. So everything stays nice and secure now. So that's great. Easy, 4 rivets, a couple holes. I'll dye these black so they kind of blend in a little better. It's just scrap leather that I had laying around from doing stuff. The thumb, took the easy route on this one. Just some 5-minute epoxy and a little bit of leather. And we'll see how long that lasts. It probably won't last forever, but it'll probably last long enough to where I'll probably just do that again if it comes off, instead of pulling that rivet out and redoing a whole, rivet. And that's a hard place to get to without a ball stake or something like that. So anyway, yeah, so that's gonna do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. $300 gauntlets. I'll give you an update maybe in a year, see how these things hold up. Yeah, if you didn't like it, fucking smash that dislike. If you want to see something, let me know. So, $300 gauntlets, Nadler Metalcraft. Thumbs up, baby.